I will always be a proponent of the fact that it really is that deep, though. Because here's the thing. Today, I went to send a message to someone. And keep in mind, I do not have any romantic interest in them. However, I didn't know how to communicate with them without trying to flirt. I was like, I'm not even trying to flirt. I just don't know how to communicate any other way. So I literally had to go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, is this flirty? Because I don't feel like I'm flirting, but does this come across as kind of flirty? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so like, how do I make this not flirty? And I was just realizing neutral communication, or like authentic communication, where you're just not trying to manipulate someone. You're not trying to like create a power dynamic, because flirting is kind of a power dynamic, whether you're putting yourself in the dominant position or the submissive position. Either way, you're still creating a power dynamic. And it's just like, again, it's based on the fact that there's no vulnerability. And if you can just show up as like a character, then you never have to worry about someone like disliking you for who you are. So it's just this weird thing that we do where we don't actually know how to communicate with other people. And the same thing is true with jokes, which is why I go back to what I originally said, that everything really is that deep, because our brain doesn't know the difference between a joke and a non-joke, which we can use to our favor. But for the purposes of what I'm talking about, if someone makes a joke and it's about another person, they definitely feel some type of way about that person or that situational context as a whole. There are feelings there that most likely are not positive. It really is that deep. Someone has an issue and they don't understand their own feelings, and they don't know how to deal with it, and they don't know how to process it, and they don't know how to get it out of their system. So that is their way of somewhat trying to get it out of their system. But it's a mask, because you're putting it off to other people as in, no, we're friends. We're friends. Yeah. But inside you're like, no, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. And then you think about sarcasm, and again, your brain doesn't really know the difference between what's a lie and what's a truth whenever it's coming out. So your brain thinks those things. 95% of our communication, well, I don't know, it's actually 95%, but it feels like majority of the communication that we were taught or we learned how to communicate with are just masks. And that sucks.